The drivers for investment are partly and largely, I think, meeting student demand for flexibility. There are other benefits there, but I have a concern about the economic sustainability of blended learning when nothing else changes. Are we simply adding online delivery on campus but not changing anything else? So the economic sustainability of blended learning might come into question. It could be that we're making higher education less cost effective and therefore more exclusive, when I think what we should be aiming for is bringing prices down, bringing costs down, so we can increase access. So that's something that you might like to think about in the context of your own institution. So the fifth generation Mark II that I've called it uses the internet, but it adds the live classroom. And a key issue is that the cost structure and flexibility for that is improved over standard face-to-face, but the cost of infrastructure, training, design means that in some respects it could be less cost-effective than standard delivery. And similarly, people now say, well, we have the live classroom, but we record it and we put it up on the web. People can access that when it suits them. So again, you have this sort of hybrid mixture of on-campus, face-to-face, online, live classroom. But if you think about the cost of providing that service, then it's certainly not coming down. So again, there are huge challenges and need for research in that. And I think the key thing is to look at again what Peter Drucker predicted, is that the key issues that we face are increasing the productivity of knowledge and service workers. And I include everyone here and our colleagues in universities in that category. How can we make their work more productive? In that respect, I'd like to highlight some of the projects that we're working on in the Australian Digital Futures Institute. The Software Research and Development Lab does work for the Australian Institutional Repository Support Services and also for the Australian National Data Service. So we're trying to develop systems that will make our colleagues more productive in their e-teaching and e-research. And at the same time, we have a technology-enhanced learning laboratory. We're investigating the evolving world of personal learning environments. So we've got a research institute looking specifically at people's needs and repositories, emerging technologies, and underpinning this is the notion of a business model and cost effectiveness. So we're not just doing academic research, which may not be sustainable. We're trying to look at sustainability and business models as part of the research that we do. Another part of our system is the integrated content environment, which is using extensible markup language and extensible style language to enable our academics who are working on courseware development to work on a single platform, and then we automatically can render that into print if we want print, or to Moodle on the web, which we use, CD, DVD, whatever comes along next, we'll be able to do a rendering from a single academic platform. And we're trying to also make that the academic working environment for e-research as well. And I'll show you an example of this. This is a project which is funded by GIST in conjunction with the University of Cambridge. And what we're trying to do is create live repositories of data for research studies. So this one enables people to actually move molecules around. So in a PhD study in this field of chemistry, we're creating repositories which hold live data which other students and other researchers can access. And again, this is using our integrated content environment, AACE. We have a digital thesis project where in each of the disciplines within the university, we're looking at creating repositories of live data that will be able to be shared across Similarly, we've got projects on virtual worlds, and one of the projects that we're working on is in Second Life, is creating videos in Second Life. So that's just a very short example of sort of two principles. One is that if you look at the cost effectiveness of making a videotape that reflects what's happening in a remote area of India, obviously the price of that would be beyond everyone to manage it. And we work with the World Met Office in trying to come up with new systems for changing the behaviour of farmers in light of climate change. So we use Second Life to integrate the backgrounds, which are realistic shots from that part of India, with characters that can discuss their attitude towards cropping and so on, in a way where many of the farmers are not literate. So we're looking for using new technologies to have an impact on behaviour in terms of climate change, but also in a way that's cost effective. We believe we can make these. We've got another project working in North Africa at the moment that we think we can manage this in a meaningful way that can change behaviour. That's what we're hoping. So in the last few minutes of my presentation, I just wanted to highlight this balance between research that looks at pedagogy and application and impact in real life, with an underpinning cost effectiveness theme and using technologies to create economics of scale, economies of scale. Now I want to look at open learning as an initiative which I think can have an even bigger impact. And the last few slides here are about another project in relation to what's happening to scholars in an online world. So we're connected, we're working internationally as we are today, in this room even, and scholars are being empowered by scholarly resources. Now I think the more institutions that will embrace open source technology, the more effective we'll become, the more innovative we'll become. But I also think that in the work that we've done, there are superior economics that will drive that change. We haven't got time to debate that fully. But we already have a huge amount of liberation of scholarly resources. I've highlighted in the live links that I won't show there the growth in terms of open access journal, open textbooks, open content, and open courseware through the Open Courseware Consortium. I want to expand the idea of open courseware to open scholarship, because I think there's an opportunity to use open courseware to give students an opportunity to gain academic credit for the work that they do online. Whereas at the moment they can use it for personal development, but there's no way at the moment they can get much opportunity to gain credit for the work that they might do. So I think open resources can transform scholarship in our world today. The top three highlighted issues there we've already got. There's plenty of material available. If we can add to the open curriculum open academic support, open assessment and open accreditation, then I think we can start to really challenge affordable access to higher education. The challenge is how do you do this without undermining the existing business model? So at USQ, we're striving towards a model of giving students the opportunity to gain academic credit from open source or open courseware. So students can already gain credit. What we're trying to do is create academic support on a voluntary basis through academic volunteers. I'll talk about that in a moment. Then we introduced the idea of can we allow students who are ready for assessment to get that on a cost recovery basis only. So in effect, they'll only pay for the assessment process.